This is Tom Dillon, the Lifetime Liberal. Today is Friday, January 20th, 2018. The title of this rant is, "A shutdown tonight is due 100% to GOP racism." So I understand politics. I understand you hold things in place. You play hardball, you negotiate, you get the best deal, you do a lot of bluster out there. I understand all that. But what's going on right now is due to intransience on the part of Republican leadership in the House, in the Senate, and in the presidency, and it is based on racism. Take the first one, CHIP, Children's Health Insurance Program. The funding ran out for it, I believe, 111 days ago. The Republicans have always wanted to use it basically to negotiate something, get something for themselves if they gave that up. If it was a standalone bill by itself, it would pass both the House and the Senate with flying colors. The Republican leadership never wanted to do that. Now they want to sort of throw it in to the continuing resolution, giving funding for it for 6 years, whereas if they did it for a 10-year period, they'd save an additional $6 billion. All based on politics. And again, if it had ever been brought to the floor as a standalone bill, it would have passed. But the big thing is DACA, Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals, for those who have came to the United States as children. Let's just take back this week on Martin Luther King Day, a 39-year-old man who had been here since he was 9, has an American wife and 2 American children. They were born here, was sent back, I believe it was to Mexico, because he was too old to qualify for DACA. He'd been living here for 30 years. Later this week, another gentleman who'd been here for 40 years was sent back to his home country. I believe it was somewhere in the Middle East. I can't remember offhand. Again, breaking up families. And why are they doing it? Because they want to hold the political pawn in place, and they want to use it to their best advantage. And again, I understand that. But again, if DACA had ever been brought to the floor as a standalone bill, it would have passed by a majority in both the House and in the Senate. And in terms of DACA, the American people are, I believe it was the poll just taken this week, 87% of Americans want all DACA recipients to be able to stay into the United States. And of course, the Republicans didn't want to bring DACA in the last couple continuing resolutions, the last budget couple things. Enough Democrats went along with it to let it go. They're putting their line in the sand right now because they do not have any faith that the Republicans ever will negotiate on this and will ever allow a vote for this to come out. So they have to do it now because they want all DACA recipients to be free, to be able to remain in the United States. Of course, I don't know what's going to happen to those who've already maybe been sent back. But again, it's due to racism because the most racist elements in the Republican Party are the ones behind this. General John Kelly, the Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller, whatever position he has, he's a white supremacist in the White House. And of course, again, as I said, the leadership in the House and in the Senate has never brought either one of these two to the floor for a vote because they know they would pass. And with CHIP, they wanted to hold it as let's just say a bargaining chip. And with DACA, they never, ever wanted it to pass because of racism. And hopefully the Democrats will hold out on this tonight, and hopefully DACA will be included and it will pass and they will have their freedom.